Manik, when investors come to you, we've already covered that you look Australia-wide for clients, so they can potentially diversify and not have all their eggs in one basket in one state.
Yep.
But for investors, when they come to you, what are the top 3 factors that you identify for high-performing investment properties?
So when it comes to property, the location does 80% of the heavy lifting.
Location.
Exactly. That saying is there for a reason.
Yeah.
So I focus more on location and doing the research and picking the right location that will allow us to implement the strategy that we've discussed.
Mm-hmm.
So the basics of any strategy are the growth potential location that is driven by supply-demand imbalances, population movements, and things like infrastructure spend and what other economic activity is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Next one would be vacancy rates and what the rental demand is looking like.
Yeah.
Because if vacancy rates are low and rents are high, that means that the rental yield is going to be better from an investment, so your ROI goes up.
Yeah. And that's what we all want.
Absolutely. And the last one would be look at the long-term fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a developed location and it must have economic diversity. Mm-hmm. So don't buy in a mining town or an agricultural town. So the economy needs to be diverse.
And I've been trying to let people know, and lately I've been talking a lot about strategic property investment, and even when it comes to the lender side of things, they see the exact same thing. If it's a higher risk area such as mining towns, a lot of lenders won't touch it.
Yep.
Or if it's an NDIS investment property, there's only like 3 or 4 lenders that will entertain the idea.
Yes. Yeah.
What are the strategies that you're assisting clients with?
So they can be all these strategies are viable. It depends on your personal situation.
Yep.
So if is it your first property or your 10th property?
Yeah.
So what do you want out of it? What's the end goal?
Mm-hmm.
Because till the time we don't know the end goal, we can't make a plan or build a strategy around it, and how do we get there?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it completely depends on the client situation.
Yeah. Which areas are you currently really excited to be looking at for growth potential?
I am excited about a lot of areas. 3 will not do justice, but having said that, I have in the last 6 months I've bought in Metro Melbourne, I've bought in regional Victoria, regional South Australia, and Adelaide, and regional Queensland as well.
Amazing.
So it all depends on your strategy, your budget, your risk taking capacity. A lot of people out there will be, you might be eligible for $1 million loan, but the repayments on that $1 million loan, if it gives you sleepless nights, no point taking that on. If you don't want to take that much risk, let's not do that.
Yeah. When you're dealing with clients in different stages and they've got different budgets, how do you tailor your service packages to assist clients?
It depends on how much work is involved and where the client needs help. Do they want a full done-for-you service? Or they just want me to help them with negotiation on a property? Or they just want me to evaluate a property that they're already considering because they love dealing with the agents, they love going to open homes every Saturday?
Yeah.
So it all depends. It can't be a one size fits all. It purely depends on what you want and how much help do you need.
Yeah. What's the most common scenario that you're dealing with clients?
It's the full service.
Yeah.
It's the full service because a lot of people come to me a bit late into the game where one of their pre-approvals expired and the mortgage brokers has told them, you need to go work with the buyer's agent.
We've got to get this ball rolling, guys.
Or they've missed out on a few properties. In fact, I was working with a young family last year and they had been missing out on properties for 2.5 years.
What?
Yes. Because they weren't actively looking, they just wanted to invest, they were time poor, and they would talk to their friends and family. So one weekend they would be looking at regional Queensland, the other weekend they would be looking at regional WA, and everywhere. If you don't know the market and you're not educated, it takes so much longer to properly analyse suburbs, and a majority of people don't know what they should be looking at when it comes to doing the research. Yep, 100%. Your friend or your family member bought a property at a certain location, and it's been 6 months. it doesn't mean that you should buy in the same market. They might have a different plan to you. Their situation might be different, which you may or may not be aware about.
Yeah, no, exactly. What's common costs that buyers overlook when it comes to whether it's an owner-occ or an investment property? What do you see as common issues?
The common issues is property maintenance. That will be both in terms of investments or owner-occupier.
Yeah.
They don't account for insurances, rates, and how much property management fees can cost from location to location when it comes to investment properties, because when we go into regional Victoria, property management costs are much higher than compared to the metros.
I was talking to a property investor the other week, and they mentioned that the likes of Ray White and O'Brien and the big chains of real estate agencies that we all know in Melbourne, they're actually quite scarce in some other states, and all of the agencies are more boutique to help, so they don't know who to look at for managing the property, as well as Airbnbs. Management can be a lot more expensive as well. How are you seeing that affect clients?
So as a part of the full service, I help my clients find the right property manager as well. Speak to at least 3 or 4 property managers to understand what their differences are, try and negotiate their fees as well to some degree. And I speak to my industry partners, which are Australia-wide, and I ask for recommendations.
Yeah.
So they all come vetted.
Yeah, for us, we know each other, and I know you in person, and I don't know where you live, but I know where to find you. So I watch it, and it just helps with the trust level, knowing that I know who I'm placing and referring my clients to, that they're going to be looked after because we've got the same values.
It's my reputation on the line, and let's say, Catherine, if it's your client, then it's your reputation on the line as well.
Exactly.
So it's a big
snowball effect.
It is a snowball effect, and it's a big responsibility on my shoulders to make sure that either of us don't get a bad name because it's something that I did.
Exactly, and I think you've also got to respect and really acknowledge that we're helping people get into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. And it's probably the most amount of debt they're ever going to get in their life. So I feel very honoured when someone comes to me, and I'm sure the same is for you.
And I think the least we can do is be honest and be ethical during our transactions, be it with anyone, during the whole process.